I'm a firm believer of honor. I believe in honor and dignity. I feel like if you go to a space where you don't feel appreciated, you shouldn't give it much more of your time. You should dispose of yourself, go away. You go to a place you don't feel regarded with importance. Why do you stay? If I come to your house and you don't greet me like, hey, my man, it's probably going to be my last time I come. Okay, if I show you friendliness, I'm there for you. You don't appreciate. I call you 2 times, you don't pick up the phone, and you call me like 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm not going to call you anymore. If I call you on the phone and you pick up like you're lazy, you're tired, you don't want to talk, I'm not going to call you anymore. I'm going to wait until you call me 2 more times for me to get back on track. I believe in dignity, and I think people give respect to who they deem respectable. And also, respect comes depending on how you ask people to respect you. It is your responsibility to teach people how to treat you. When you feel like people start disrespecting you, it has not started then. The disrespect started much earlier than you think. So it took them time to start less appreciating you less than they should. I don't believe you should force people to like you or to accept you. I don't believe you should tell people to respect you. If you get to a point you have to tell people, you respect me, you lost it long time ago. And I believe you must always sometimes know when to go. It's like the best dancer knows when to leave the podium. He dances, people like, go crazy, but he knows when to leave the podium. And that's what makes the best dancer. I remember my father used to say, the best food you'll ever had will not be enough. So the food has to be little. Little enough you eat and finish it. You go like, that was so good because it's finished. You can never say the food was really great when you ate the food and you left some of it. It's not the same vibe. Kenyan President William Ruto on Thursday dismissed almost all of his cabinet ministers and promised to form a new government that will be lean and efficient following weeks of protest over high taxes and poor governance. For context, this is Kenya. Lovely country, great people. I went to Kenya a few months ago. It was amazing.
December 28th, Johannesburg, South Africa. I had made plans to go to Kenya and enjoy New Year's Eve. Very interesting. I wanted to experience New Year's Eve in a very different way, and I wanted to do it the Kenyan way this time.
I went for New Year's Eve and had some of the best time ever. But yeah, it wasn't so good because apparently I didn't go to the right place. I went to a great party. I believe in Africa and I wanted to discover Kenya like that. But unfortunately, I didn't get to really get that sensation of happiness on the 31st of December. The people I saw in Kenya were most like 9, 8, 5 before New Year's. They just go, Happy New Year! And they're not dancing. Like in other places, people go crazy. But then I heard people say I should have gone to different places. And that was not the right place to be. And hopefully next time I get that opportunity. Or maybe during the year I'll go again. Kenya's lovely people, great people, very amusing, very happy, appreciated. William Ruto is the president. As we all know, a few weeks ago, there have been a lot of things.
And I want to tell this government, we gave you the entry, we are going to show you the exit.
And a few days ago, an uproar in Kenya because the parliament came up with a proposal law where they were going to tax most of the things.
Honorable members, the results of the division on second reading of the Finance Bill 2024 is as follows. Ayes 204, nays 115, abstentions nil. So the ayes have it.
A high tax on bread, tax on sugar, tax on oil, tax on pad, tax on woman pad, okay, the period pad, tax on cancer treatment, insane. And the people of Kenya were not happy about that. They voiced themselves. They went down the street because they were not listened to. In most African countries, usually when the people are not happy with the law, they will come in the street and start expressing themselves. And what happens usually is they will shut them down by taking them out or maybe sending undercover finishers, go finish people. But this time around, Kenyans stood up and went fighting for their right.
There are so many punitive taxes in the finance bill. We are rejecting this finance bill.
And unfortunately, many people fell and were unalived forever. But Kenya sent a very strong message across Africa. Many people all over Africa were talking about Kenya. The youth were being inspired by the courage of Kenyan people. And we expected President Ruto to say, what, guys? Many people have been unalive. Maybe I'm going to step down and give an opportunity to the next people. It didn't happen. And I'm sorry, President Ruto is a great guy, really a great man, I believe, but Kenya doesn't belong to anybody. No one can say it's my country. It's everybody's country. You can't say it's my country, so I'm going to stay a president forever. And this is something I really appreciate about Europeans. They know when to quit. They know when to say, okay, I think this is enough. And I'm not saying President Ruto cannot do a good job. I'm sure he's done some very good things. What I'm saying is, when people have been unalive because of a law and things that could have been handled differently, I think it comes a time you say, you know what, fellas, let's get somebody else to do this. Because this is not about me, okay? It's not about me as a president. It's about the people. If this really is about the people, the Kenyan people, to be happy, to be heard, then let me remove my face off this platform so you can see another face. So what has President Ruto done indeed? He has sacked or fired everybody from his cabinet ministers.
I have today decided to dismiss with immediate effect all the cabinet secretaries and attorney general of the Republic of Kenya, of the cabinet of Kenya.
So everybody else, you can go. Minister of this, goodbye. Minister of that, goodbye. Minister of water, electricity, Minister of agriculture, goodbye. But I'm remaining. And I'm saying I've listened to the Kenyan people and I've fired everybody. I don't know if that's good enough because those ministers couldn't do anything without the consent of the president. Am I right? Ministers cannot do anything major without the consent of the president. If the president say no to whatever a minister is trying to do, it is no. So why would the minister be fired in a situation where the minister is not the ultimate decider? It doesn't make sense. It's like saying, okay, I'll send my police to beat everybody. The police has beat everybody. And then, I'll fire the police chief. Things have not changed. How about you remove yourself and give an opportunity to somebody else?
I shall continue to lead a government that is fully committed to maintaining the integrity of our state, promoting the unity of our nation, and enhancing the peace and security of all citizens and their livelihoods.
I believe there are very brilliant people in Kenya, extremely intelligent people that can do the job, or at least continue the work that the current people are doing. Honor is very necessary, fellas. In televised address, the president also dismissed the attorney general and said ministries will be run by their permanent secretary. Ruto say he made the decision after listening to the people and he would form a broad-based government after consultation. I think this is politics. I think people of Kenya need concrete things. If you're going to be apologetic, then be apologetic 100%. Don't be half apologetic. By saying I'm going to fire everybody else and remain in power, it's being half apologetic, if not selfish. People have lost children forever. They will never return because of decisions some people have made in the nicely climatized offices. People have lost brothers, sisters, uncles, aunties for the decisions some people have made because in some way they also felt a little bit untouchable. And I think we're going to be apologetic towards Kenyan people. It should be properly done. Nobody get hurt, but hey guys, I love you very much. Thank you for the opportunity you've given me. Let me get somebody else to do the job. I mean, Kenya has gone through some stuff. Yeah, a few months ago, it was the doctors. The doctors that work for public hospitals in Kenya were not very happy. They walked down the street unhappy. They wanted a review on their salaries, not being paid appropriately. They wanted a review in the system of the work, the shift. Governments to hire more doctors from university to allow them to be free. Because if there's not enough doctors, then the doctors are overworked and they don't spend enough time with the family. As much as we need doctors in hospital, families, children, sons, daughters need their fathers too. Doctors wanted an insurance for their families, to have their families go to hospital get treated without necessarily having to pay because they are serving the country. What were they told? They were told that Kenya doesn't have money for them.
We have a situation in Kenya with our doctors and interns. I want to implore on them that it is important for us as a nation to agree that we must live within our means. We must live within our means, fellow countrymen and women. We cannot continue to spend the money we don't have.
Apart from being a calling, medicine is a career. It is a career. We are human beings. We need to be paid. We are human beings.
In fact, many of the doctors were fired. They were ordered to go back to work. Some of them were beaten up, ordered to go back to work. If you don't go back to work, you're going to lose your job. Many of them lost their jobs. Many of them were intimidated. But nothing really changed because, you're in a place where you have to provide for your family. What do? Then after that, Mr. Ruto, president, to go meet with Joe Biden. And he flew with a very fancy airplane to the United States of America, where many people complained, saying, where did he get the money to pay for that airplane that costs so much money? If you take those millions spent on that airplane, a private airplane, and split it on doctors, everybody could get a chunk of something and be happy about it with their families. Isn't he the same person that told the doctors that there is no money for them? Imagine you're a doctor, you go to school for so many years, and you're living in a country where the money you're getting is less than the money domestic workers from Kenya get in Sudan, Kenya gets in Saudi Arabia. Imagine that you're a doctor, you went to school, you're a specialist or whatever. The money you're getting as a salary working for the government hospital is less than the money a maid or a helper gets washing the dishes. It's not honorable. And then we sign a contract saying, okay, we have a baseline on how much you're going to pay our maids. It's not honorable. Congratulations to the people of Kenya for changing things around. It doesn't happen very often in Africa where people stand in the street and things change. This is just to show you who the powerful people truly are. It's not the army. It's not the government. It's the people. My question to my Kenyan people and everybody else is this one. Do you think things are going to change in Kenya? And if things are going to change, what are the things that are going to change now that everybody's been fired from government? Do you think this is a good move from William Ruto, or this is a political move in order to save his back? The bottom line is this. In most African countries, being a president of a republic is a lifetime opportunity. And by saying lifetime opportunities, most presidents in Africa feel like kings. They are untouchable in terms of finances. They can spend as much money as they like in terms of many things. And as much as they say, there are processes. Presidents are very powerful people. And power is something, once you don't manage it, you can be very much addicted to power and not listen to the people and become drunk of your own thought. And that could be very dangerous. Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure. God bless.